This news update is brought to you by...
Everyone's looking for more space.
How many pairs of shoes do you need?
Closet space.
Circle again, I think I see one.
Parking space.
And that is how Pythagoras' theorem works, understand?
Even headspace. But when it comes to data storage, MyCloud from Lime has plenty of room for you. Upgrade to a Lime data plan of 500 megs or more and get 3 gigs of MyCloud data storage free. It's great for storing photos, music, and much more. So don't delete it. Store it on MyCloud from Lime. It's the only space to be.
Upgrade to Lime!
This is the Barbados Today Morning News Update. It's Friday, February 13, 2015. I'm Carol Williams. A warm welcome to you. LIAT shareholder governments are today holding critical talks on the future of the regional airline. The meeting gets underway at the Hilton this morning with focus on putting the carrier back on sound financial footing. Prime Minister Frondell Stewart will join his Dominica counterpart Roosevelt Skerritt and St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves in the discussion. Antigua and Barbuda is being represented by the Minister of Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation, Robin Yearwood. The proposal to construct a multi-million-dollar cement plant at Spring Garden heads to town and country planning within a matter of days. It comes on the heels of criticism that the investors of Hard Rock Cement Company announced their intention to push ahead with the project before applying or receiving planning permission. Business Development and Operations Consultant for the company, Dwight Sutherland, tells Barbados Today he has already held sensitization meetings with Town and Country Planning, the Ministry of Transport and Works, and the Environmental Protection Department. Addressing environmental concerns, the former operations manager of the Hard Rock Cement Company explained that no manufacturing will take place, only the pumping of the imported commodity through a pipeline.
This project is in 2 phases. The first phase I just mentioned, setting up of a cement plant, which will entail the importation of cement through the Bridgetown port, and then this cement will be stored in a barn once permission is given by Town and Country Planning. This cement will be stored in a barn on Spring Garden. That's the first phase of the project. And we're hearing a lot of talk about a cement manufacturing plant. There is nothing such as a cement manufacturing plant being built by Rock Hard Cement. It is a cement bond.
The dispute between a businessman and jet ski operators at Browns Beach could be headed to the Law Court and the Fair Trading Commission. A 4-person team is working with the estimated 15 licensed jet ski operators who claim they are being targeted by the owner of the boatyard. Attorneys David Commijon and Robert Bobby Clark, Member of Parliament Trevor Prescott, and black rights activist Mohammed Nasser have now gotten involved. After holding 2 meetings with the locals, Commijon said 2 options are being explored.
We will be representing the beach operators. We will be pursuing all aspects of this matter. We will be looking at aspects relating to defamation. We will also be looking at breaches of the Fair Competition Act, and we will be looking at a role for the Fair Trading Commission in investigating this situation and intervening in it.
Commission questioned why organizations and government have not stepped in.
I am wondering, have we become so neglectful of our social culture in Barbados that an organization like the Chamber of Commerce, for example, has not stepped in and spoken to Mr. De Freitas and explained to him why what he's doing is so wrong. An organization like the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association hasn't stepped in and spoken to him and explained to him why in a country with the history that Barbados has had of, you know, the social exclusion of black people, the oppression of black people, that you cannot be behaving in that manner.
The Private Sector Association is calling for action to deal with the growing crime rate following a meeting with the senior police officers on Tuesday. Association CEO Anne Reid says residents need to work closer with lawmen.
The business community has been aptly reminded of the difficult job which the police has to do in our society. We are reminded that the police daily undertake duties and activities at a degree of risk which we as ordinary citizens would not want to entertain. They do have a difficult job, and we, the Barbados Private Sector Association, joins with the Royal Barbados Police Force to encourage all citizens of Barbados to pass information on to the police without fear.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In sports, former West Indies captain Clive Lloyd tells critics don't write off the Caribbean side's World Cup chances just yet. The Windies have been given little hope of winning cricket's biggest prize against the backdrop of their poor run of recent form and their number 8 ranking in the one-day international cricket. However, Lloyd argues that several underdogs, including the West Indies, have already won the World Cup and says once the Caribbean side gels, they could pose a threat in the tournament. In St. Kitts and Nevis, he is not happy with the Privy Council's ruling that next Monday's general election will be held on the existing electoral list. But Prime Minister Dr. Denzel Douglas says it will have no impact on the outcome of the poll. In an address to the nation yesterday following the ruling, Douglas said it was clear that the Privy Council failed to take into account the democratic will and the sentiments of the people. He accused the opposition People's Action Movement of trying to undermine the country's democracy.
It is time for the people to show Pam that their legal tricks will not work. Labour supporters and the inspirational St. Kitts Nevis youth movement, the Skinny, will all be at the polling stations on Monday and win this election for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We of the Labour Party will not allow Pam to violate democracy. The democracy that we will ensure that the public will is expressed through the ballot box.
Internationally, German Chancellor Angela Merkel sends a warning to Russia that it will face fresh sanctions from the EU if a deal to end the Ukraine war is not fully implemented. The deal, which was sealed by the leaders of Russia, Ukraine, Germany and France yesterday, goes into effect in eastern Ukraine at midnight on Saturday. But some remain skeptical. More in this BBC report.
I hope there's a ceasefire, but maybe it won't last forever, like before. People will be able to rebuild their homes, go shopping, buy food, and somehow start living again. What will happen in the future, I don't know. I can't say the war will be over. The peace deal's been brokered by France, Germany, Russia and Ukraine, desperate to stop a conflict that threatens regional chaos.
We now have a glimmer of hope. We have agreed on a comprehensive implementation of the Minsk agreement. But of course, concrete steps have to be made and we will be facing big hurdles. But on balance, I can say that what we've achieved today gives us more hope than if we hadn't achieved anything at all.
The brief grip, but no grin, as the Russian and Ukrainian presidents met. Kiev's accused Moscow of sending troops and weapons to help the rebels, an allegation Russia denies. Even so, this agreement noticeably deals with the role of outsiders.
And that's our morning update, but you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Carol Williams. Have an enjoyable day.
This news update is brought to you by...
Everyone's looking for more space.
How many pairs of shoes do you need?
Closet space.
Circle again, I think I see one.
Parking space.
And that is how Pythagoras' theorem works. Understand?
Even headspace. But when it comes to data storage, MyCloud from Lime has plenty of room for you. Upgrade to a Lime data plan of 500 megs or more and get 3 gigs of MyCloud data storage free. It's great for storing photos, music, and much more. So don't delete it. Store it on MyCloud from Lime. It's the only space to be.